In the upcoming episode 189 of Swallowed Star, the battlefield inside the Sacrificial Tower reaches a turning point. All of the Night Kings and Star Phantom Kings unleash their ultimate cards, choosing to self-destruct and perish in the chaos. The mighty Cang Jin King, the most terrifying powerhouse of the mechanical clan, is struck down by a force 10 times stronger than his own, leaving Luo Feng as the biggest winner in this brutal struggle. After surviving the storm, Luo Feng and 6 others step deeper into the Sacrificial Tower, each one determined to claim treasures for themselves. Luo Feng, protected by his invincible silver armor and the legendary Shi Wu wings, manages to secure 3 treasure chests. But the moment he does, 2 camps clash in a vicious fight for possession. The Cang Jin King reveals just how fearsome he truly is, burning his immortal body to release explosive power, and with a single devastating strike, he shatters half of the Night King's immortal body. Enraged and unwilling to suffer humiliation, the Night King chooses the path of mutual destruction. He self-detonates, dragging mechanical clan experts down with him. His sacrifice ends the lives of kings, shaking the tower to its core. Through it all, Luo Feng remains calm. His defense is unmatched, his armor and wings shielding him from every lethal strike. As the battle reaches its peak, he seizes the chance to flee with all 3 treasure chests. But just as he thinks he's about to escape through the passageway, a mysterious figure steps out of the shadows. Clad in purple armor, with 6 arms radiating overwhelming divine power, this stranger blocks every exit like an unbreakable barrier. His presence alone crushes the air. Luo Feng immediately senses danger. This is no ordinary opponent. The man introduces himself as Qiu Qi Ka, a survivor of the destroyed Yanji continent. Once just an ordinary immortal, he has been lurking inside the Sacrificial Tower for countless years, cultivating until he reached the peak of king level. His goal? To use schemes and manipulation to drive outsiders into killing each other. And now, he reveals the cruel truth. The 3 treasure chests that caused endless bloodshed were nothing more than bait. They are completely empty, swapped out long ago by Qiu Qi Ka himself. To prove it, he casually demonstrates how to open one. Sure enough, nothing lies inside. Fury erupts. Cang Jin King, who burned his immortal body and risked everything, roars in rage. Luo Feng recalls the warning carved on the treasure room door, only members of the tribe can open the true inheritance, and realizes Qiu Qi Ka has been telling the truth all along. But the native's plan doesn't stop there. He reveals that the tribe's real treasure was divided into 2 layers, the obvious treasure, which only tribe members can open, and the hidden treasure, which requires both a tribe member and a token of authority, usually held by a king-level powerhouse. Qiu Qi Ka lacks the token. Outsiders cannot use it. And so, he proposes a dark alliance. Let him open the treasure in exchange for half of it. Though each powerhouse harbors their own schemes, they reluctantly agree. Under Qiu Qi Ka's lead, the group passes through hidden passages, enters a glowing hall, and at last stands before a massive gate forged from a single slab of grade G metal. The golden patterns etched across it radiate unfathomable power. This door alone is worth hundreds of millions of Yuan units. Their hearts pound. The treasure must be real. One by one, they hand over their tokens. Qiu Qi Ka secretly integrates them, gaining control of the Sacrificial Tower itself, though he hides his triumph behind a mask of calm cooperation. At his command, the gate slowly rises, revealing the treasure room. In its center sits an ancient chest, bound tightly by 12 chains stronger than even a universe master could destroy. The moment Qiu Qi Ka rushes forward, he is blasted away by the thunder spear of Cang Jin King. But even Cang Jin cannot free the chest. Only Qiu Qi Ka holds the key. That's when his mask finally slips. With a cold, mocking smile, he traps all 5 inside as the gate slams shut. Cang Jin King pins him against the wall, demanding answers, but Qiu Qi Ka's calmness is chilling. He confesses his plan outright. He has no intention of surviving. The destruction of his homeland and the endless weight of despair have broken him. All he desires now is death, and if possible, to drag powerful outsiders into the abyss with him. As he closes his eyes, visions of his lost people flash before him. Then, without hesitation, he detonates his immortal body. The explosion is catastrophic, like a million world masters erupting at once. In that instant, the entire treasure room is engulfed in annihilation. Luo Feng braces himself with both the Shi Wu wings and his silver armor. His Mayun battle suit shatters, his body is torn apart, but his unparalleled recovery ability allows him to heal rapidly. Cang Jin King, with his monstrous durability, shatters and reforms again and again, cold and unshaken. Zhong King and Xinghuan King, however, are gravely wounded, barely clinging to life. Outside, Zhou Qika's tribesmen weep as they carry out his last plan, seizing the true inheritance with the tokens he left behind. In the core control room, they watch his final message, his last words entrusting the tribe's future to them. They cry bitterly, knowing he sacrificed everything to give them hope. Meanwhile, inside the sealed treasure room, the survivors realize the grim reality. The chest cannot be opened without the natives, and the door cannot be broken. Trapped together, suspicion grows, and hostility brews. Zhong King hides his secrets. Xinghuan King lies weak and bleeding. And Cang Jin King, seething with anger, eyes everyone like prey. Meanwhile, inside the Sacrificial Tower's control room, the natives Pu Ai, La DMO, and Menbu kept their eyes locked on the virtual projections. Every heartbeat, every clash, they watched in silence, waiting for the moment when the invading kings would be forced to teleport away through their kingdom of God. Only then could the tribe seize the inheritance for themselves. Their faith was unshaken, they were certain these outsiders would leave empty-handed. But in the treasure room, the stalemate dragged on. After more than 10 tense minutes, Cang Jin King finally snapped. His patience gone, he demanded that Luo Feng and the other three teleport away first. The others instantly saw through his ploy. If they revealed their kingdom of God coordinates, Cang Jin King could follow, invade, and shatter their worlds. None of them were foolish enough to agree. Instead, for once, Zhong King, Xinghuan King, and Luo Feng stood united. They insisted that by order of strength, the one who should leave first was none other than Cang Jin King himself. When threats failed, Cang Jin King revealed his true hand. With a sneer, he admitted he had already manipulated light and sound to block all methods of recording. Even Zhong King's attempt to transmit proof through virtual synchronization was useless. Then, with a cold and ruthless glare, Cang Jin King announced his intent. Even if he couldn't claim the treasure, he would take the wealth of Luo Feng and Zhong King as compensation. The fragile cooperation shattered completely. At that moment, Zhong King clenched his teeth and revealed his trump card, a black crystal sphere glowing with terrifying energy fluctuations. The instant Luo Feng laid eyes on it, his heart trembled. He recognized it instantly, the Fire God Source Crystal. Not just any crystal, but a Supreme Grade 1, far beyond the one he had once redeemed for 800 million points. Its power rivaled 3 times the self-detonation of a peak king. The Cang Jin King, tall and unyielding, sneered. He knew this crystal had saved Zhong King in the past, but he refused to be intimidated. Zhong King, calm but resolute, explained that even if it couldn't kill Cang Jin King outright, the explosion would cripple him, slowing his recovery and leaving him vulnerable. The tension snapped like a bowstring. The treasure hunt had devolved into a full-blown death match. Cang Jin King roared, lightning exploding around him as he burned his immortal body once again. His murderous intent locked onto Luo Feng. Xinghuan King, already wounded beyond hope, chose the path of self-detonation in despair, but his weakened body couldn't unleash enough power to change the tide. He fell tragically, his sacrifice in vain. Zhong King turned to Luo Feng, urging him to unleash his full strength. But Luo Feng was no immortal god, he couldn't burn his body. Just as the Cang Jin King prepared to deliver the killing blow, Zhong King's expression suddenly shifted. Calm turned to murderous resolve as an ancient purple bell erupted from his body. Its surface was etched with incomprehensible inscriptions, radiating an aura so oppressive it shook the entire chamber. This was no ordinary treasure. It was a supreme weapon, comparable to the armaments of the universe lords themselves. The bell expanded, covering almost the entire treasure room, trapping both Cang Jin King and Luo Feng inside. Zhong King stepped outside, sealing them within. And then he revealed his true trump card, the Fire God Source Crystal, placed inside the bell. With cold calculation, he detonated it. The ancient bell focused and magnified its destructive power tenfold. Even the limit-breaking Cang Jin King had no hope of resisting. Zhong King intended to wipe out both the strongest mechanical king and Luo Feng in one strike, then claim all of their treasures for himself. Outside the bell, Zhong King sneered, his plan unfolding perfectly. Inside, the 3 natives watched through projection, their hearts pounding. They longed for vengeance, praying all of these invaders would be annihilated by the explosion. Their hatred was boundless, their people had been slaughtered, their homeland destroyed by these so-called peak tribes. Now they hoped to see retribution. Inside the bell, the battle reached its breaking point. Cang Jin King burned what remained of his immortal body, but the focused explosion was irresistible. Realizing his end was near, he roared one final time and self-detonated, determined to drag Zhong King down with him. The collision of the fire god source crystals amplified power, and Cang Jin King's suicidal detonation tore through the chamber. Chains shattered, the metal floor split apart, and the supposedly indestructible treasure chest was blasted into fragments. In the chaos, Luo Feng acted decisively. He pulled his earthling body into his inner world, leaving only his world ring shielded by the Shi Wu wings. The shockwave struck him, sending him tumbling downward amidst a storm of treasure fragments. Zhong King, though badly wounded and forced to burn nearly 26% of his immortal divine body, survived. But his eyes gleamed with unquenchable greed. Before him floated the shattered remains of Cang Jin King's wealth, the indestructible Shi Wu wings protecting Luo Feng's ring, and the treasure chest that had survived even the combined destruction. To him, this was the ultimate prize, the fortune of a fallen king and the hidden power of humanity's rising star. He dove downward like a hawk, determined to seize it all. In the control room, the natives clenched their fists. Their hearts were torn between hatred and fear, hatred for the outsiders still alive, fear that their tribe's final inheritance might fall into foreign hands. The decisive moment of this brutal struggle was finally here.